Come close, my child. Sit in the glow of the lamp, for tonight's tale is not of kingdoms, but of a kingdom of the mind. It is the story of a young woman history remembers as Dora. Yet Dora was not the name her family gave her. In truth, she was Ida Bauer. But Freud, her physician, would write her into history under another name. A name that was never her own. It was the year 1900, the dawn of a new century, in Vienna, a city glittering with music and shadows. Carriages rattled over cobblestones. The coffee houses rang with debate. And in elegant parlors, women fainted, coughed, or lay bedridden with illnesses no physician could explain. They called it Hysteria. And at the center of this city was Sigmund Freud, a doctor with fierce eyes and a determined beard. He had abandoned the scalpel for words, believing the unconscious, the secret chamber of the mind, could be unlocked by speech. Yet his science was doubted. Many called him eccentric, others scandalous. He needed proof, cases that would make the world believe. And so Dora, Ida Bauer, entered his story. She was 18, intelligent, proud, and suffering. Her body betrayed her with coughs that tore her chest, fainting fits that dropped her to the floor, sudden silences where her voice simply vanished. But her illness, child, was no simple mystery. Behind it lay betrayal. Her father, weakened by tuberculosis, gave his passion not to his wife, but to another woman, Frau K. The city whispered of their affair, and Dora knew it. Her mother, consumed with linens, cooking, and housework, was distant and deaf to her daughter's cries. And Herr K., Frau K.'s husband, turned his attentions to Dora herself. When she was only 14, he caught her alone, clasped her, and pressed his lips upon hers. She pushed him away, humiliated and outraged. She told her father, but he, entangled with Frau K., dismissed her words. He chose his pleasures over his daughter's truth. Freud wrote of it in his notes.
When she was 14, Herr K. clasped her and pressed a kiss upon her lips. The girl repelled him indignantly, yet her father dismissed the incident as imagined. I hold this moment to be of decisive importance in her illness. The father's dismissal deprived her of protection, and her symptoms thereafter grew worse.
Do you hear, my child? Herr K.'s kiss wounded her, but her father's denial was the deeper betrayal. For when truth is denied, the soul fractures. And so Dora's body began to speak what her lips could not. Freud listened, but only through the lens of his theory. To him, her fainting, her cough, her lost voice were not cries of outrage, but signs of repression, symptoms of hidden desire. Freud even wrote,
It was clear that she was in love with Herr K., though she vehemently denied it. The very violence of her denial was proof of repression. It is always thus. What is repressed returns in symptom. Her cough, her aphonia, are the disguised expressions of her unconscious affection.
But imagine, child, Dora's face when she heard this. Betrayed by her father, insulted by Herr K., and now told by her doctor that her protest was proof of secret longing. This is how women's voices are stolen. Yet Dora was not without a voice. She brought Freud her dreams, as offerings from the night. One night she dreamed that her house was on fire. Her father stood at her bed shouting, "Get up quickly! The house is burning!" Dora wished to save her mother, who lingered over a jewel case. Her father refused, crying, "I will not let myself and my children be burnt for the sake of a jewel case." She woke in terror. Freud saw more than fire in this dream,
The house is her body, threatened by flames of passion. The jewel case is the symbol of the female organ. The father appears as protector, though in reality he betrayed her. The dream reveals ambivalence, anger at Herr K. and Frau K., yet attachment to her father.
But Dora's dream was of danger, loyalty, and fear. Freud turned it into jealousy, into desire. Another dream came. A jewel case, her most treasured possession, stolen while she was away. Freud interpreted it once more.
The jewel case expresses anxiety about her virginity. It is also the unconscious wish for seduction. Repression transforms desire into anxiety. The lost jewel case becomes the symbol of her symptom.
Do you see the pattern, my child? Dora brought her pain, and Freud returned it as desire. Her father denied her, Herr K. ignored her, and now her doctor, too, reimagined her truth as hidden passion. But Dora resisted. She argued. She shook her head, and after 11 weeks she rose from the couch and declared she would not return. Freud admitted his defeat.
The treatment terminated abruptly. The patient left me, claiming that I had sided with Herr K. I must call this a failure. Yet the case remains valuable, for it reveals resistance and transference.
To Freud, it was failure. To Dora, it was freedom. She walked away, refusing to let any man define her. Years later, Freud published her case as fragment of an analysis of a case of hysteria. A fragment indeed, for it bore his voice, not hers. Yet Dora's silence, her refusal, still echoes. But child, do not leave yet. You must know what became of her after Freud's couch. Dora, Ida Bauer, lived beyond his pages. She married, bore 2 children, and later divorced. Her health was fragile, her spirit often shadowed. When the storm of Nazism swept through Europe, Dora, a Jew, fled Vienna for Switzerland. There, in exile, her strength ebbed. In 1945, as the war ended, she died at 55. History records her death as suicide. She left no memoir, no defense, only the fragments her doctor had written. The girl Freud called Dora did not live to old age, yet she lives as a symbol. For every time her case is retold, it is not only Freud's voice we hear, but the echo of her defiance. So, my child, what is the lesson? That Freud's brilliance was shaped not only by his successes but by his failures, and that Dora, Ida Bauer, though written as a patient, remains a symbol of defiance. Her coughs, her fainting, her lost voice, these were not just symptoms, but protest. Her silence was not weakness, it was resistance. When the world denies your truth, even silence can roar. Remember Dora, the girl who walked away from Freud, and return to me, child, for there are more tales to tell. The lamp will be lit, and another story will wait for you.